What's going on, everybody? It's EricRayweather back here helping you take your game to the next level, and in this video I'm going to be showing you the best defensive formation in Madden 18. Now if this is your first time viewing one of my videos, go ahead and hit the subscribe button below. Make sure to hit the bell icon so that you stay up to date and never miss an upload. So for today's video, I'm going to be going over what I think is the best defensive formation in the game. It's the most versatile formation. You could stop the run out of it and the pass out of it, and you have a lot of different things at your disposal, and that is the 4-6 normal formation. This was the defensive formation that I ran the most last year. I won't say it's as good as it was last year because the block shed from it was a lot better last year. The block shed from it this year is okay, but it's not anything like it was last year, but it's still the most versatile formation in the game, in my opinion. So the base play that I usually will always use out of this, and you'll probably see a lot of other players doing as well, is cover to invert. Basically what I do is just base align this defense. I'll hit either Y or triangle depending on what system you're on, and then you are going to go right on the left stick, and that just base aligns everything. Now, this is one of the harder coverages to attack in the game, just by default, because most people are used to man or typical cover 2, typical cover 3. Cover 2 invert usually will make an inexperienced player or an average player hold the ball a little bit longer because they're not used to seeing coverages like this. So you have the two outside, you have the strong safety, which is he's in the box, he's in a cloud flat, and then you have the linebacker over here in a cloud flat. So you can adjust these guys as you want. You could put them into the purple zones if you want, or if you play underneath coverage by pressing Y or triangle and then down on the right stick, it'll put them in hard flats. If you want to defend the actual the flat area of the field where the running back will run too often, you can do that. This middle safety here, a lot of times I will lurk on him, either him or I'll lurk on this guy right here. Now, if you're not lurking on the safety, you can leave him in his mid-read, or you can put him into a deep zone just to kind of protect deeper. So this is one way I would adjust this defense. I would put him in a deep zone to kind of give it more of a cover 3 look. And then I would take one of the defensive tackles and drop them into like a spy or something like that so that he'll cover the immediate area of the field. So this way you kind of have 8 guys out here, and then you're just trying to user around and trying to defend stuff. You see, having that spy in the middle of the field, he will play a lot of those shallow routes coming over the middle. So cover to invert is a really good base defense out of this. I don't really blitz too much from this formation. I'm not, so far in this year early on, I'm not big on blitzing. I'm trying to play coverage. Just because it seems like it's so easy to throw against the zones this year that I don't want to be blitzing 5 or 6 guys too often. Only on like 3rd and long situations I'll go to like a different formation like a nickel and try to dial up some pressure. But all the other downs I'm staying in this because whether they run or they pass, we're in good shape here. We have all these guys in the box, so it's not super easy to run the ball on it. But they also work well in a pass defense as well because the way the zones spread out, it just works good. Now, if I were expecting run, I would crash my defensive line down, which is hitting the left bumper and then down on the right stick. If I'm expecting run, I would do that just to kind of clog the middle up a little bit more. It's not going to guarantee that you get a stop, but it just clogs the middle up a little bit more, and you're not trying to give the running back those big lanes to run through. So you also have a cover 3 out of this. You can audible to your cover 3 by hitting X or square, and then you'll see cover 3 is right here. You go select cover 3. And now you're in a cover 3 look, and then of course you just want to base align it again. If I'm running cover 3, I would drop a defensive tackle back into a spy just because I want the most coverage on the field possible. You will get better pass rush if you leave 4 guys blitzing, but you just have to mix it up and do it how you see fit. And then again, I would just, in this case, in a cover 3, I would lurk on this dude. I would not lurk on the safety in a cover 3. I would do this instead and just kind of try to stay over the middle of the field, and you see eventually the pass rush will get loose. Now let's look at something else that's interesting with this formation. This formation has a speed package, so if you click your right joystick over to the right one time, you'll see at the bottom of the screen it's going to say speed. So we'll come out in the same defense again, and we'll show you what happens when you use the speed package. The speed package is it's very good for if you're really expecting the pass, you can go speed package here. Now what this does is where the linebacker was over here, it puts a cornerback. And then right here where there was a linebacker, it puts another cornerback. So your 3rd and 4th cornerbacks replace your outside linebackers. So now you have dime personnel on the field, but you are in like a run stopping formation technically with all these guys in the box. So normally if you were to come out in a dime defense or a quarter defense or anything like that and they were running the ball, you would get pancaked. But Madden and EA, they recognize this formation as a run, a run heavy formation, a run stopping formation. So even though you have those DBs on the field, they're not going to get pancaked. Now, they might get blocked a little bit better than a linebacker will because they don't have the ability to block shed. But again, if you're expecting the run, if you're in the speed package and you're expecting the run, just crash the defensive line down and just see what happens. I mean, like, you're going to get better yards on it, but no one's going to get pancaked like they would if you were in a dime defense. So that's a good thing about this formation, that you can come out in essentially a defense that stops the pass, but you can also stop the run or contain the run out of it. Now, let's look at something else that's interesting with this formation, because Crossman was thought to be dead this year. For those of you that don't know what Crossman is, it was a big tactic last year where you would essentially, I'm trying to show you real quickly here. So what you would do is, let's say I would take this guy right here, Barry, and I would man him up on the Y or the X receiver if I thought they were running a crossing route, because that would help stop it. You can't do that this year. You can only man up guys that are on the same side of the field. But in this formation, what happens is, because we have these guys in the middle of the field right here, this linebacker right here, Derek Johnson, and then Parker up here, this free safety, since they're in the middle of the field, they're able to be manned up on anybody. So what you could do here is I can man him up on X, and then I can take this linebacker, man him up on B, and now we have a cross man situation, and then I would take this linebacker again and just use her in the middle of the field and just try to lock up anything coming over the middle. Now, I can't really defend it because I'm trying to use two controllers at once, so I'm trying to pass and defend. But you can see that you are able to cross-man out of this formation. So let's show you why cross-manning is good. Let's say that we put the B receiver on a slant. Okay, we'll streak the tight end just to kind of get him out of the way. Now, we put that B receiver on a slant, and watch what happens. We're gonna have a linebacker covering him, so he's not even gonna be like a cornerback or anybody that's great. Watch what happens with the cross man. He's gonna kind of wait. I'm gonna have to run it again because I was clicked on to him, so he stopped. Let me run it one more time. Because this year, if you stay clicked on to the guy and you don't do anything, the computer won't take over him. So we'll run this one more time. Let me get on a defensive lineman so it doesn't mess anything up. Alright, so I got him cross-manned on this slant, and you'll watch when the slant comes, watch how he stays in front of it. You see? I'm going to go to the replay there and show you what happened. That is why cross-man is effective, because if you would just run regular man on that, a good wide receiver will beat that route. But watch what happens here. He runs over here, and now, right when he's meeting him right here, he sees that he's crossing, so he turns back and starts running, and he's right in front of him in perfect position to stop it. So if you're playing a guy and you know that, okay, he always puts this B receiver on a slant, or he always puts the Y receiver on a slant, or drag even. This is a good way to stop drags. So if we know that's coming, we'll say, okay, we'll man him up on the Y, we'll man him up on the B. Now we have the drag coming across the field, and he's right there to play it, and he picks it off. And now you're off to the races the other way. So this is why this formation is really good this year. You can play great coverage out of it. You can stop the run, or at least contain the run out of it. You can put DBs on the field and still contain the run, but still have the speed to match up with your defenders, and you can cross-man out of it. So in terms of base defense, I'm not going to say this is the best blitzing formation, but in terms of base defense, putting coverage out there, trying to force bad passes, this is the formation to use this year. This formation will get you stops, especially against people that are not as experienced at going against stuff like this, that haven't seen stuff like this before. You will lock them up just running this basic stuff. As long as you can use her over the middle of the field, that is a crucial part. You want to be able to use her and try to take away the middle of the field to the best of your abilities. But if you can do that, everybody else on the field will do their job as best as they can, and you will see, especially when you mix in the crossman with it, you will get a lot of stops. So definitely look into this formation, practice it, try to run it in games, and I guarantee you will have more success on defense this year. Now, if you enjoyed this video, as always, just drop a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.